champion and you like playing enchanters, go log in, play Emilio on the second screen. That champion is so much fun to play. It's like a modern version of Janna, and even more fun than playing Janna. I had an amazing time yesterday, but unfortunately we have to wait for later.
Oh no, it's Disco Rumble. Cleanse Ghost, he's trolling the team. He's running it down. Saigon Buffalo to 1 angle again.
Taki has done this before. I'm sure Taki has played Ghost Rumble in support before. I think I've seen it before. We need to check.
I've seen it somewhere. I think it's either him or Carrier.
No, it's Taki.
I mean, those two know each other. It's actually Taki.
I think even last year he started playing Rumble support in some of the games. I will check.
You know, though, these things are not mutually exclusive. It could be both.
Yeah, true. But Taki's the original.
I think those supports are just the best chefs in the league, right? They cook the special stuff and actually cook it well. So let's wait and see what they really can do here. Although I think Media would have been a great angle here if he would be allowed to play it, but he just isn't, which is sad. Either way, I'm very excited to see a good Rumble support performance. Haven't seen it myself, but as I said before, I don't hate it, right? It should easily destroy something like a Braum. I mean, Braum in general good against melee champions, right? But you just can't deal with the flamethrower very well if you just have to walk up towards him. And yeah, this might be a rough game for Zodiac. However, I could just see the angle of Box Esports just blowing up Shogun, so Shogun has to position very, very carefully.
So there's 2 games on Rumble all time, 1 win, 1 loss. I'm trying to find it in his match history. They are from a while ago. Fortunately not them in the Leaguepedia stats because they only go back to summer playoffs, and it seems to have happened before summer playoffs. So maybe someone else who has a little bit more time can find some Rumble stats for Taki, but we can also just look at him in lane. So the thing about new Rumble that makes him actually quite a good bot laner, either as carry or as support, is his E just deals insane amounts of damage, and you can kind of perma-spam it. So yeah, it's really hard to outrate him, and especially with melee supports, they also run into his flamethrower. So it's both the E and the Q that's just gonna annihilate any melee support that's trying to play into him, as Froggy in a bit of trouble in mid lane here.
Bit of trouble. Also a bit of trouble for Nugu though, as he goes down to the clone passive, which is something that's a bit unfortunate for him. As Guria, he just wants in. No, Tommy has blown some cooldowns right now and gets a huge chunk out of him. That's a Gragas without items, by the way. The champion seems very balanced at the moment. And why is Froggy so far up in the 1v2? I don't quite know. Probably feeling very confident with the wave just being in such a huge push over there, and just wants to make sure this goes into the turret so there can't be a little bit of a freeze. Because the little bit of a freeze would be like the most disgusting nightmare for him as a middle champion against a range champion, being forced to just being denied the wave. It seems very horrible. But Guri with a very huge invade play here.
Yeah, and this is also the style Froggy likes to play, right? He's just perma-pushing lane, kind of disregarding the enemy champion, and giving his jungler an opportunity to do whatever they like. Usually this was what gave them success with BeanJ in the roster, but it seems like Froggy has finally also accepted Guri as the recipient of all his pressure. So now Guri in a good position to accelerate towards topside. And look at this. This is actually triple lane push style from Saigon Buffalo. The bot lane is under the enemy tower, and MBE, they had an opportunity to maybe play towards bot lane and try to punish this overpush from the no-flash Taki. But instead, they actually tried to counterplay the invade and now lost on all 3 sides of the map. So a bit unfortunate for MGN.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Also, Sunmo on the Sejuani Ignite pickup. Usually something that is just picked to have this kill pressure against these squishy champions like Menina was initially the counter play against that one. Against Jason should work similarly. And it is a very close 1v1, but actually going Hasmet's way. Solo ball, a very first offer for him. Against the Ignite even. Hasmet is just better than Sunma.
That is a true statement. I don't think anyone will ever contest that one. And this is with Hasmet's worst split of his life, I believe. Maybe back in the Razor days he was worse, but botlane. This, we should not go into replay here. This is some risky replay business, but it seems to be fine because we're not out of the replay yet. And Hasmet just chases him down. Sunma overestimating his damage. The Ignite actually cut it close, but then he doesn't have the flash to follow up with the auto attack. And nothing happened in bot lane, apparently.
And then Triumph kicks in and he isn't even that... he doesn't even make it look that close either way. And of course, like Jace is not as squishy as a Melina would be, so this kind of all-in kill window doesn't work as good. But the wave is in, the members are low. Foggy wants to dive this play and just goes for the Crescent Strike. And here's the Moonfall coming out. He's exhausted, but he might still have the damage, but he just gets stunned up by the bomb. But he still gets the bomb.
No way!
Excited Jinx being Shogun's way, and now Goo is in the play. They just follow up the play and get Tomio really low. Actually, Shogun being dying under the turret, and can Gui finish at least one kill before going down? He actually can. Tomio being down, the wave now being in, and Gui might live this one as he gets the body slam out of it. Nugu now being zoned away by Taki. This is a huge W for Saigon Buffalo.
What an absolute mess in the bot lane. Okay. Saigon Buffalo playing with a lot of pressure there. And the bot lane played with no respect whatsoever in terms of positioning. They just ran under tower 2v3 because they knew they had better positioning. And then Froggy came in. Now, Froggy if Froggy's level 6, they insta-kill all three of them. Unfortunately, he's only level 5, so he barely gets away with a kill. Shogun executes another one with a nice little cheeky flash auto attack. And then this is just a bit rough to watch, but Guri gets the job done, and Nugud has no damage in the early game. So we walk out with 3-2, I believe, in favor of Saigon Buffalo. Also deny the wave. Okay, this is some risky attempt. Shogun does have the cleanse, and they don't even land everything. Oh my god, cut the tape. No, no, no.
Cut the tape, but this might just be another kill because Taki is still cooking. And actually the flash forward to the side of Sugar, but he just barely doesn't die. This is so sad. I actually respect Zodiac for trying, but he just now kind of looks like a clown.
Ooh, oh, actually, they're using alpaca emote there, Shogun. A bit of a deft shout out, good to see. But we saw some of the power of Taki's damage there in the counter dive. That was instant. That was instantaneous into lethal range, just because Taki's damage under tower with the. I think he was also in the. How's it called? The overcharge mode.
Overheat.
He wasn't quite overheat. He was in the yellow zone, so extra damage on all his abilities and extra shielding and stuff. But
the best rumble zone.
Yeah, of course.
As we see Hextech Drake being rushed down, but Taki might be in trouble.
Yeah,
he is not cleanse ghost, so he could still cleanse. He might just actually be fine.
Oh, no.
Or just wait for the returning play. The bait is in, and actually Tomio the one being dying first. Moonfall falling down, double kill for Froggy, and this time Froggy is confident, actually going for some more AP in his item build. But right now, why not? I mean, we just not thought he can do pre-6 when he is exhausted. This is now Froggy on some AP Diana shenanigans with level 6 and without the exhaust. This Diana hurts.
Yeah, this Diana is now the main carry. Froggy looked at Shogun, was like, okay, I set you up for success last game. Now is my time to shine on the same champion again, with Grasp again. So I'm not entirely sure where his build is going to go. Maybe he actually opts into the early Rot of Ages this time, because this could still go there for a little bit of extra sustain and scaling. With the early advantage, that could be a very early Rot of Ages. Instead, it looks like a Rylite Rush or something. It's probably just going to be...
Still demonic, like
demonic, yeah.
It's demonic,
it's sad.
Just a bit of damage, bit of tankiness, and it just gets juiced up the longer the fight goes. Some burn damage, Yandruis without having to go the Mythic. And it's just the same item build as last game, just with different component order, I guess. I think he still goes for the Abyssal Mask.
Look at that AE damage from Taki!
That's absolutely disgusting. The way Shogun just now being focused on, but now he's without Summoners, but he can actually get Dove right here, and Tomio goes for the play,
Taki.
but he just can't quite finish off the kill into Shogun. The Rocket not quite hitting, so he can't get excited over there. It will just be the kill to Taki, and now Nugus here should get the kill to Shogun right here. It will be the kill, and I just gotta respect them. That was a good dive by box.
Very nicely set up there, making use of the level 6, and also Tom Rio coming in with his level 6, double level 6 ultimate collapse on Shogun and Taki. They thought they had the damage to fight back, but not quite there. If Shogun's ult lands and they get the execution, Shogun actually has a slight window with Triumph probably coming in to fight of the whole dive, but unfortunately he doesn't land the ultimate. But Slows is overstabbed. No.
Yeah, that seems to be a dead Slows. Foggy landing the Crescent Strike and just getting the kill out towards the enemy ADC. So, just one small revenge play by Saigon Buffalo after this very good dive play from side of box Esports. Herald also being in their vicinity, getting it taken, and actually getting many platings in the top side as well, as Sunmer, sadly this game, is yet again getting destroyed by the enemy top laner. We saw the solo kill earlier, he's down 30 CS, and really fails to find his impact. He's also on the catalyst, so I wonder if he's going similar words to Foggy and just going Abyssal Mask, or he actually just goes Rot of Ages again, and this just doesn't need to happen. This is unnecessary. You don't need to recall over there.
So lazy from Slows. He even uses
also burns the ghost.
Yeah, that was just... I mean, it was unfortunate, but also just so unnecessary.
And if you ghost, might as well ghost instantly, so you might actually get out, or just ghost it out, don't burn the cooldown. It's a not that high cooldown, but it's still like 3 minutes. Like, that's more than most ultimates are. So definitely something that doesn't need to happen. And just dying in the first place over there seems unnecessary.
Yeah, Taki just used his ghost to run around the corner a bit more quickly, which was an interesting choice, but I mean, it's Ghost, so maybe not the biggest loss ever.
I just mentioned I don't put Ghost such a high cooldown, and Taki's like, nah, screw you, man. I just put Ghost for just walking funnily.
It does look very funny on the skin, to be fair to him. It does look very funny.
Yeah, that's just Rumble, though.
What is going on with the movement? Everyone just walking around in circles. It looks like Saigon Buffalo. Weirdly enough, Froggy, he wasn't even defensively minded at all. He was trying to set up the bot dive, but with his movement towards bot, he avoided the three-man collapse on him in mid lane. And weirdly, everyone just walking around each other and nothing happens. In the end, Shogun still gets the plating for himself. There we go, 175 gold into the Jinx, who's now in a decent position again on 1 stack of the Cull, so she really wants to stay for at least 1 more minion.
1 more, that's a 350, that's such a huge gold swing actually. I mean, why do I say gold swing? It's just a huge increase, right? It was like 4.5k early on. They are almost 5k gold ahead at 12 minutes. This seems like a disgusting game for Saigon Buffalo so far, and might just be on their way to make it a quick one. Also, Sanma, I don't even hate the World of Ages in general, like in even game state, but they are so far down already, and I don't think he will even finish the 10-minute completion at any time soon.
He will not. we can set up
this
a
game
bet
goes on like this game ends at like 22 minutes, so yeah, good luck, man.
Yeah, let's set up a little bet here. Does Sanma get a fully stacked Rod of Ages before the game ends? I would vote
we
no.
always trash talk battles, but
so.
this is like an interesting bet for once.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't see it happening.
Don't give the betting mafia ideas for interesting bets. Will Sanma finish his Sort of Ages or not? Either way, Observer showing us the gold, which is of course very much in Saigon Buffalo's favor. Most of the gold lead actually on the top side, right? Shogun is not even that far ahead of Slows. It's kind of a surprise to me. Just a bit of gold ahead on the Jinx. It's actually going Galeforce instead of Kraken Slayer this game. Might just be due to the fact that they don't really have a Thresh or a Tom Kenji or anything, and he just needs that little bit of self-peel on his side. And I just gotta say, the extra damage not really needed. I mean, all 5 members of Saigon Buffalo deal very high amounts of damage, so why not go for Galeforce?
Absolutely. I mean, Galeforce Jinx always feels a bit meh on the Jinx play, but yeah, I agree with you. She needs the extra self-peel in this game as well, because as we pointed out in draft, and as you criticized a lot, Rumble is really not there to protect the Jinx. Rumble kind of just forgets about his ADC later on in the game. So it's all on Shogun himself. He has to defend for himself.
I see it now. He protects in a different way. He just kills the enemies, so that the threat is gone. Yeah.
That's exactly also what he wants to do. Well,
sorry for doubting Tati a little bit on that one, as there's a little bit of a lull right now. I mean, Cloud Drakes are the next one spawning. It's of course a very strong soul like any soul in the game, but 4 more minutes because they just now took the Infernal Drake on the side of Saigon Buffalo. Just some minion waves being shoved around, and maybe the next Herald, the objective of choice for Saigon Buffalo, as there's 90 seconds for that one. Just now some vision being secured by the side of Nugu in the river area.
And our bet is going quite well. We have, I think, almost 80k points against Sanma right now. So your opportunity to earn a lot of Rebel franks just by putting a bit of faith into Sanma, and maybe more faith in NBE, because if they can stall the game to 25 minutes, maybe 26, Sanma should be getting to his fully stacked Rod of Ages if he actually recalls soon.
He just now built a single Amp Tome, which would delay it even further, so it's not looking good for the batters in favor of the World of Ages for completion. So.
Unfortunately not, no.
Well,
the stakes are high. You're getting big returns here. It's a 77.
He just not finished it. 10 minutes, the clock is ticking.
Yeah, 14, 24, 38, I think was the timer there. So we are now waiting for Sanma to complete some of the stacks on this Rod of Ages. I don't think he's gonna do anything in the game, but maybe, just maybe, he can complete the stacks later on.
think it might just be a very close case of him actually getting the completion, but the game being de facto over at this point.
True.
I think he actually might be favorable to the meta because you still wait for Baron at least, even if you are stomping the enemy team, which is what Saigon Buffalo are doing right now. Like, see, like they're so far ahead right now, but there's just nothing to take, right? Herald is like the next thing that's spawning, and there's a Drake in a few minutes, but just now they're absolutely far ahead, but there's nothing really to take. It's absolutely funny to see. Maybe a tier 1 turret in the bot lane, but you can't just dive everything as you like to see it. And yeah, Herald probably what they are just now going for. And due to the nature of this, even in this storm situation, Sunma might be able to complete it.
Yeah, this is the time of game in solo queue or flex or whatever, where you're so far ahead as a team that there's nothing to do, so everyone gets bored and everyone starts inting, and then everyone gets super tilted and you lose the game in 5 minutes because for no reason whatsoever you gave up so many kills in the mid game because there's nothing to do on the map. So good to see Saigon Buffalo not falling into that so far, but Slows at least gets one tower back and accelerates towards the second item a bit.
Can you guess what I am surprised about in this situation?
Not really, no.
No objective bounty. I expected them to be there by now. I mean,
right.
they are so far down now in the 50-minute mark, and they should be like enabled very, very soon if this game keeps going on like this. However, Herald secured by the side of Saigon Buffalo, no contest as we expected, and the bounties should be in there. I mean, they should probably like get a third of all before they can really establish that lead so far. But I think this will be very close to being the case, as they might just accompany their team members together with the Herald push. One charge is enough to kill this mid and tier 1 turret, which is like the beacon of map control, and this one thing that might just stabilize the game enough for MBE, and especially for Sun, of course, to finish his Sword of Ages.
Oh yeah, I think some bettors are getting a little bit worried about their 77k points on Sunmer not completing, but here we go. This is finally the force we want to see. Saigon Buffalo with a little bit of a siege. Unfortunately, there's a lot of wave clear on the side of MBE, so it's kind of hard for Saigon Buffalo to advance the map state. They do want the turret before the dragon is spawning in 40 seconds. But they do have the Herald, so that should at least be one tower. Maybe they can even walk it onto the second tower and get 2 mid towers, crack them open. Froggy wants to go.
The most efficient push, but yes, let's say that we see the first team fight going on with this situation. Lightning Crash being down, but Zodiac barely survived. It will actually not be a single kill in this fight. Actually, a good defense coming up by Box Esports to defend this Herald charge. So ultimately, it nets them 0 kills.
Yeah, but it's still a good force from Saigon Buffalo. They get the tower and now a lot of map control. Look at all the wards from the Saigon Buffalo. Penetrating into the enemy bot side jungle even, so enemy team can't ever get close to the dragon, and of course dragon is spawning in a few seconds, so that's going to be dragon number 3 for the side of Saigon Buffalo. An easy path towards win condition number 2, which is just wait for the dragon soul and then go on from there. Double cloud soul, I would love that, especially if I'm Rumble. That cloud soul is so tasty.
You gotta go fast, right? I mean,
you gotta go very fast. Ghost and Cloud Soul. 600 movement speed. Let's go.
This cap shield just gives you a lot. I mean, movement speed is diminishing returns, but it's diminishing returns because otherwise it just would be so insanely broken. And it might arguably still be broken even with the diminishing returns. So this will be the Cloud Drake number 3, or the Drake number 3, I've gotta say. So very early soul point for them. Soul point hitting very shortly before the VOD would be completed for Sunma. I mean, we just keep saying it over and over again, or at least I do. But I mean, Baron, of course, the next big focus now, as it will spawn a bit more than the mid for Saigon Buffalo.
Wow.
And considering how far ahead they are, how good poke they really have, and how good the catch potential is, they might just go for an early Baron. I mean, the damage is absolutely insane. Just needs to be the question who tanks it. But Foggy can probably do it. Foggy, however, is focused down here. Actually gets to eat a lot of damage.
Still alive.
Actually, falls down in the turret, or just survives for half an hour, but ultimately to no direct return fire. But speaking of return fire, that's definitely fire. Taki with the damage towards Sunma. Get the return kill number 1. The rocket flies and Slows goes down. Excited Shogun on the other side of the map as he's pushing down this mid lane tier 2 turret. And Saigon Buffalo, even in the scrappy fight, absolutely wins.
Let's go, Taki! Show him! Show him the power of Rumble support. That was some disgusting damage onto Sunma. I think Taki wins a 1v1 right now against Sunma, even though he's 2 levels down. But that's a little bit more, a few more objectives for Saigon Buffalo, opening up the map. Will they go for the spawn Baron? There's an interesting TP coming in. Who just TP'd there? Nugu, are you alright? Hello, Nugu?
He hates Taki. He hates the Rumble support. Pick actually get the kill, but is it worth it, the question? I mean, using both summoner spells for it, and probably his own life. He used a lot of resources for that one. Actually giving a shutdown to Hasmet. Nugo, I respect the effort, but this ain't it.
Hello? Are you still here?
Hello?
Ah, okay.
Am I gone?
You cut out for like half a second. Nothing to worry about.
I'm sorry.
Now the Baron is open and spawned on the map, so maybe Saigon Buffalo can go there and try to force the game. 5 stacks. We have 5 minutes left. A little less than 5 minutes, actually. The 6th stack should come in a few seconds, so they're cutting it close now. And if Saigon Buffalo doesn't go for the Baron, I don't really see them finishing the game before Sunma is fully stacked. So seems like Bank is gonna win against our viewers, unfortunately. But maybe there's one more opportunity for Saigon Buffalo. If they find a good fight and just run it down mid, they could still finish in time.
Might be. I mean, why do you say bang? I mean, I bet 420 Rebel Franks in favor of the World of Ages.
Oh, you did?
So...
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Prediction was funny. I was like, I fancy my chances. Either way, what I now expect to happen is the following. Baron bait from Saigon Buffalo. They go for the fight. They full 8 the fight. And don't even go for the Baron. Go for the win instead. And just barely netted out the win before the World of Ages is completed.
Here it comes.
Happening. Either way, Foggy now, with the Moonfall coming in and they actually get down, I think it's Zodiac who's falling down. As Shogun's getting excited over there. 1 kill for the side of Saigon Buffalo against Box Esports, but this is all they are taking. Nugu now with a very optimistic push forward. Actually gets flash and password to the sky, just chugging out by him, and Nugu just barely surviving the blast cloud, just helping him. But this might just be the Baron call. 1 kill being done for them. Nugu is super low. He doesn't have TP, but needs to base, and Taki is bloodless. He's having his eyes onto him, and now the Baron is started.
Yeah, Taki unfortunately can't flash over the wall because he didn't bring a flash, so that's out of the question. This Baron should go down rather easily. MBE is posturing though. They want to contest. This could be a turning point in the game if they steal away the Baron with the objective bounties that have finally appeared on the map. That's Saigon Buffalo forced to move away again. Without some of the important ultimates, they can't really force the defensive fight around the Baron and lose some more time. 22 minutes on the clock. Dragon is coming up as well. Saigon Buffalo is still in a very good position to finish the game, of course, but in a pretty bad position to finish the game before the last 3 stacks take over for Sunma.
I think they could have went for the Baron and they just decided that just going for a trap is like the more high percentage play. Which I can kind of understand, but I think the Baron would have been within the Rams to really finish off either way. They probably just now go for the Soul. It is so close up for the taking for them, and just such an easy objective to really secure, right? Because I mean, the Cloud Drake, not really as tanky, doesn't really hit you as hard as a Baron would, doesn't even stretch resistances as the Baron does. So now Saigon Buffalo posturing on the mid lane part of the map and just now forcing the other members out, securing some vision control maybe, because for a team that's so far ahead, they have surprisingly little vision control about the Drake area, so close before the Drake is spawning. Nugu might just be chased down by Foggy, but nah, Foggy not really going for it, just wants to grab the wave.
We're waiting for the Dragon to spawn at this point, 35 seconds away, and I don't see anything that MBE could do to contest this Dragon, so we're very likely looking at another Dragon Soul coming up shortly for SGB. They do need to keep playing from ahead because, I mean, their advantage is quite big. It's 8k gold roundabout, maybe 7. But with time, that's gonna be pretty scary. If you look at the Zeri with almost 3 items, even Nugu has some one-shot potential on the likes of Shogun or even Taki, as we saw earlier. So Saigon Buffalo can't let MBE scale for free, even though they will get the Dragon Soul in no time. It's actually already taken right now.
Yeah, sure, and it's on it as well. I think Hasmet is on the one. It doesn't even really matter who really is on, but it's just a free Cloud Soul taken by the side of Saigon Buffalo. And now Foggy May with another Moonfall play. The rocket really flying through, but so they actually block it quite well. But a huge cast from Gooey really disrupting the members into SGB. And here's the equalizer. Can it equalize the kill? It actually can. Taki with the kill into Zodiac. Support difference being called in all chat. And will actually be the 1 kill for them. And now they might turn for the Baron. Tom Mute gets chunked out a little bit. His flash is down. This should be the Baron for the SGB.
Finally, the big purple worm is going to fall. Unless Tom Rio can somehow get in there. He does have the smite. Good marking from Taki. And Saigon Buffalo actually not on the Baron. No, they want Sunma.
They got Sunma beforehand and just immediately go for the turn. I'm not sure if it's even worth though to just go for Sunma. He's not as much of an objective as the Baron itself is. Bounties are on, and there's actually 1 bounty being claimed as the mid lane tier 1 is falling. And this will be the Baron done by Saigon Buffalo yet again, but they need to get an answer against Tomio. He could potentially go for the Miracle Steal. He can't quite get into there. As Nugu absolutely ins into the pit just immediately gets called out.
Pentakill?
But slows now with maybe the chase going there. He probably can't get the Pentakill here, but this is the Sonic Wave landing. And now slows onto slows. And slows just also falling down. The aggressive strike. Shogun getting excited, being the better ADC. And this will probably be the chase down. TP now also coming down on the side of Hasmet. Might just be a shock blitz onto Tomio. And absolutely is. Tomio falls down. And now Zodiac in no man's land yet again can get chased down by Hasmet quite easily and will die before he can get the stun. That's a double kill for Hasmet. And SGB running to end the game.
What a huge redemption this series has been for Hasmet. Double Jace games, and what a comprehensive outplaying and just classing of Sunma. He's expected to do that, of course, but with Hasmet's performance in the whole spring split, some doubts crept into my mind, but of course today he's the much better top laner. He has one more opportunity to really prove himself against Kiaya on Sunday, and then goes into the unfortunate off-season situation where Hasmet really needs to improve if this team wants to keep running the same 5 players for the summer split, because he has been a huge disappointment and one of the reasons why Saigon Buffalo is not going to make the playoffs for the first time since winter 2021.
And now I just gotta ask, because I barely casted Garm this year, has Kiaya recovered or has he had an underwhelming split as well? From what I recall, because he started very poorly into the split.
I mean, he has had a little bit of a quieter split, but it's still very good in lane, still very good stats and stuff like that, good team fighting, some experimental games on Cannon, but not his most prolific split. I would actually argue Nagia maybe might be the best top lane in the league right now, but it's still a challenge.
Either way, they catch up to the mid lane. And this is just Zodiac. He's tanky, but is he tanky enough? He just isn't. The off-tank Diana item build definitely juicing onto him. And yeah, Abyssal Mask plus Demonic just is too much for Zodiac to really handle. As well as the T2 turret in the bot lane is too much to handle. So this will be falling down. Baron Siege still going on for Saigon Buffalo. They can easily just win this poke game with the accelerated shock blast. The rocket now falling down, just barely not getting the kill flashed for the long. But here's the lightning flash coming out. The kills are coming through. Hasmet still getting the kill onto Zeri, as well as Shogun getting excited with the kill on towards Sunma, and this will be the inhibitor falling down. Might just be the last push of this game. Minion wave is a little bit thin and they can't actually tank it up, so it probably won't be the end of the game right here.
Yeah, maybe one more push as Shogun is trying
next
to
wave
get
is
there.
The death timers are still strong, so they can just go for the Nexus turrets right here. It will be a Jinx absolutely shredding down onto these Nexus turrets, but actually shredding down onto the champions with one more kill into Zodiac. This will be the last push eventually. They finished the World of Ages, but they can't finish any presence in this game whatsoever. So Saigon Buffalo with a quick, clean 2-0.
You can say that again. 27 minutes on